There was once upon a time, everybody, if you want to find new books, you really have to run to the bookstores to check out new books. But nowadays, we can just tune into websites. So I would say that don't get intimidated by the online landscape of the publishing, but learn to flow with it, because I see there is much greater potential in there to reaching out to your audience as compared to the days before online came in. Just now, am I smiling too much? Smile less?
The smiling you are, like the friendly you are.
Okay. Alright, sure. No problem. Hi, I'm Nickey, the founder and publishing director of Inspiration Hub. Throughout the MCO, our company has started an online bookstore, and we have increased the company revenue by 30 to 40%. Basically, the core of our business is to help authors or any of our clients who wants to self-publish their books. Many of our authors, they have their stories to share, they have their message to tell through their books, and many of them probably take few years to pour their blood, sweat and tears into writing the book, and then when it's birthed forth, it's waiting for the world to just discover it. And so when you see like some of my authors actually get featured on the bookstores as some of the bestseller books, or even sometimes they get media publications coming to interview them, I kind of like felt it's a very proud moment as the publisher, because this is why exactly I go into this business, to see how we can get stories, messages, which before this could be very obscure, nobody knows about it, but suddenly it sees the light of the world. In 2020, during the first year of MCO, the factories go on lockdown or even operating at probably half capacity. We can get the design and the editing of the book, everything done, but we cannot print. So what to do? We have to tell to our authors, we are so sorry that we can get the printing started, but probably the printing timeline will be much longer. And I think the most important thing is just to assure our authors, okay, just in case things do not work out, there is a plan B, and what is the plan C? So I would say if the authors trust us a lot, we can go we can go a longer way. Printing revenue did dipped for like about 30 to 40%. One of the advantage so far that we had is that Inspiration Hub doesn't run on very high overhead costs. We do not have hundreds of staff to maintain, or we're not like renting like a super expensive location to run the business. So a lot of things, we try our best to keep the overhead costs as low as possible so that our business can still sustain, and at the same time, we can still serve our clients without needing to, like downsize the staff or anything like that. So I would say that the key is to just keep the overhead costs low. We also rely quite some from the physical bookstore sales. That means we represent some of our authors' books through the major bookstores. And because physical bookstores are also shut down, so they can't sell books. In the midst of that, I'm also trying to figure out what are other ways that can bring in better revenue for the company during that time. So that's when the online bookstore idea came in. To my surprise, actually, we did quite well on the online bookstore sites because we helped a few authors to launch. We also realized that selling books online somehow brings in quite quicker revenue as compared to just doing design and editing alone. So that definitely helps a lot of our business parts to stay afloat and to keep going. We had a few authors who came in, and we see very good momentum and traction from there. Without the online bookstore during that particular MCO period, I would say that probably no sales would have come in at all. Most authors that launch, usually they have their launching campaigns. So that means they already announced to their social media followers, their audience, their family, their members, or whoever. So during the launch dates or the launch week, the sales will come in a lot. And sometimes, depends on different authors. Some can be a few hundred copies, some can be few thousand copies. Some authors need pre-orders to bring in the momentum. So peak period during the first few weeks from the launch can be quite a lot of sales coming in. So we got to be fast in order to pack and ship the books out to the customers. On the older way of doing things, we need to fill up the consignment notes one by one. That can be time consuming and that can be crazy, especially if you're rushing for the launch right after the launch of the books. So I was kind of like I need to look for a more better solution and a better workflow. And that's where I came upon Send Parcel Service by Post Laju. And they do have this very nice feature called bulk uploads. It's so much easier because everything is just online. We submit customer details online, and then the system just helps us to generate the consignment note printing. And then we just print, stick, saves so much time, so much headache. And then therefore, I think customers should be happy because they get their books much faster after the launch. After all, the trend, the public seems to begin to be more comfortable and to be more familiarized with buying things online. So I would definitely love to push the trend towards more selling books online. And this is something that we will continue along the way because we felt that it is indeed an additional revenue source for the company.